Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy May 5th, 2024 to all our friends around the world. I figured it's time for a live stream surprise for everybody. I had lots of questions yesterday, lots and lots and lots of questions. And so today I'm continuing with the questions. So it's a full weekend. Saturday and Sunday I'm working for you guys. You can't beat that, right? So here it is at 6:35 p.m. Central Time here in the Panhandle of Florida, and we are going to have another live stream. Now remember, you got to be patient during this process. The K1 visa process is getting faster and faster. NOA 1 to NOA 2 is getting like a 6-month turnaround. NOA 2 to the National Visa Center is getting 4 or 5 months, depending on how busy the embassy is. And remember, when you get your NOA 2 letter, you're going to have a 4-month window of time on your NOA 2 letter. But does that mean your NOA 2 letter is going to expire in 4 months? Well, it will if you don't make contact with the embassy or with the National Visa Center. It will. So you got to maintain contact. Yaha Conte. Hi, Diego. How are you all doing? We are doing great. It's happy Sunday. It's like 80 degrees here. 6:36 p.m. May 5th, 2024, 80 degrees and no clouds. So Karina is getting accustomed to this hot, sticky Florida weather. But she likes the hot, sticky Florida weather. She isn't complaining about it. She's having to deal with it. Jay Baxter. Hey, guys, hope the Ross family is doing good. We are, Jay Baxter. We're doing fantastic. We're just hanging out. Yaha Conte. Yeah, it's raining over here. Over where? Or Yaha, where are you? Where is it raining? Francois? Boom. No message from Francois. Massachusetts. Oh, okay. So Massachusetts. So you're right up there near the border with Canada. So you're going to get to experience a very, very, very cold winter. Do you like snow? Because it snows in Massachusetts. And the taxes are high in Massachusetts. So hopefully you're going to get used to paying high taxes and being cold. Francois Livingston, good evening, Diego and Karina. Francois, what's going on? Another day closer to your NOA 2 letter, Francois. You're almost there. You're just waiting out the last few weeks of your NOA 2 letter. You'll get it. And Karina's waiting and waiting and waiting for her green card. We processed her green card, and she should get it probably by early August, end of July, somewhere in there, July, August, somewhere in there. And Yaha, yeah, I love it here in Massachusetts. So that's good. As long as you like it in Massachusetts, if you love it there, then you're good. All right. But right now, springtime, so it's going to be nice and warm with no snow on the ground. Francois, not much going on. Am I dreaming? Live chat on a Sunday? Yeah, why not do it? Why not do a live chat on a Sunday? Yesterday, you guys had lots and lots of questions, and I didn't like to leave. I just wanted to keep answering your questions. So I said, okay, let's jump on here again today and have a full weekend of live streams. I mean, you can't beat it, right? Now, remember, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice. I got to say that. I'm not an immigration attorney. And I don't work for the U.S. government, USCIS. And I don't work for those visa companies that charge you money to fill out easy paperwork. But if you jump on this live stream, you're going to learn how to do it for free. It doesn't cost you a penny. Now, what's going on is I'm going to make a video, a new updated video on how to process a K1 visa. Do you think that's a good idea? Yeah, of course it's a good idea. You got new people coming on the channel, and they're trying to find the videos I made on how to create a K1 visa. So I'll just make a whole nice brand new K1 visa video, about 20 minutes long, to teach you how to put together a K1 visa without getting an RFE. And so, Francois, there's not much going on. Well, now you're hanging out with us, right? Kyrie D. Gar, how is the Ross family doing on this Sunday? I'm your new friend from Monrovia, Liberia. That's fantastic. Monrovia, Liberia. So that's on the that's on the west coast of Africa, right? I think. And our cat Tokyo, he's crying at the door. I can't get up. I got my shorts on. So Karina's gonna have to let him in. Francois, but you've had many years of experience doing this. I've got 9 years of doing this. I've got 9 years experience. I can write a green card application. I can put a K1 visa package together in my sleep or in my armchair while I'm taking a nap. It's not difficult. I got the experience and I give it the information to you for free, right? Free information. So that's the best thing about this channel, is that you can watch the videos for free in your own time, when you feel like it, and you don't have to be trying to find your immigration attorney. What, is he on vacation? Where is he at? Is he too busy for you? When I was in Bogota, Colombia, I was getting some serious dental work done, and right here, serious dental work that required a lot of attention. And my dentist, Dr. Norbert, did a fantastic job doing his part. He had to pull them out and clean out the infection. He did his part. And then he referred me to an orthodontist, I guess. And I paid her lots of money, and then she just disappeared. I wanted an appointment. She said, okay. We set an appointment to go speak with her. We caught 3 buses and went 3 hours across freaking Bogota. And then she texted Karina right as we got to her office after 3 hours of bus rides and said, oh, I got an emergency I got to attend to. Okay. So we went back home, and then she had another excuse. Well, I need to see your x-rays again. I got to read the x-rays. Then she had another excuse. Oh, today's my day off. I can't meet with you today. Now, remember, I'm on a freaking tourist visa, and my tourist visa is getting closer and closer to expiring. And I'm trying to get Karina her K1 visa in her passport, and this doctor's jacking me around. So I fired her. I said, you're fired. I said, give me back the money. And she gave me back most of the money, but she kept like $200. I said, what's the deal with this? Well, I looked at your x-rays. I said, you didn't do squat. So I got back all the money except for $200. I went to another orthodontist close to our apartment, and I got all this done in 2 days. Day 1 and then day 2. And the dentist, she took all of her time with me and did a fantastic job. Okay, the same is true with an immigration attorney. Some immigration attorneys, you're going to try to find them. Where the heck are they? When you need them the most. When I needed my dentist, I couldn't find her. And I paid the money already up front. Most of you guys who pay their immigration attorneys pay them up front, and then they can't find them. So I fired the lady, and I got a new person who did the work for me, and I had like a week and a half left on my tourist visa. And then Karina picked up her visa and her passport, and we got out of Colombia. And they did a great job. She did a fantastic job. Let me see. So Monrovia, Liberia. Fantastic. Beautiful country, by the way. Kyrie D, I'm waiting for my MVC welcome letter, the K1 FTP. I need your advice about what to do. When you get your K1 FTP letter, your welcome letter from the National Visa Center, you got to print it. You got to print some copies, because the doctor, when you go for your medical exam in Liberia, he may want to see a copy of that welcome letter. He may or she may want to see a copy of it. So for right now, you're just going to wait for that welcome letter. Just for right now, wait for that, okay? And then you're going to print copies of it. Kyrie, I'm waiting for that. Right, that's what you're going to do. Melis Ghana, hello, happy Sunday to you and your beautiful wife, Hermosa Esposa. Karina, sending love from Texas, this great state of Texas. We love Texas. Now, Karina's never been to Texas, but she's going to get to visit. She's going to visit Texas. Probably in the early next year or the end of this year. She's going to be in Texas. She's going to see the whole thing. Okay. Second biggest state in the union. Alaska's the biggest, and Texas is the second biggest. It will probably take me 3 days to drive across it. Harold A. Hey Diego, I'm waiting for the embassy to send us the packet 3. You're talking about the packet 3, packet 4 email, so we can schedule the interview in Bogota. Our case is ready, but nothing yet. No, I got the ready status from the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, and I had to wait like 2 weeks. I think it was 11 days or 2 weeks. But I emailed him and checked in and said, hey, what's the status of what do we do now? I knew what to do, but I just I had to give them some question, right? And then they've changed their process in emailing the embassy. When you email the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, now you have to put your receipt number of your NOA2 letter in the subject line. Oops, sorry, Karina. In the subject line, you're going to put the receipt number of your NOA2 letter, and then that way they will respond. If you don't put the receipt number in there, they will ignore you. You will hear from the embassy in Bogota soon. Janiela James, hey Diego and Karina, hope all is well. Janiela James, we are great. Wait, see now, Karina's green card application has been in process since March 22nd. Okay, her work permit has been in process since March 22nd. So we're looking probably another couple of weeks or so. We'll get her work permit, and then probably by early July she should have her green card, or late July. It takes about 4 or 5 months. So we're just waiting and waiting and waiting, just like you guys are. So we're in the same boat. You know, I used to do this in Colombia. We're in the same boat as you, rowing down the Rio, waiting for green card. Some of you guys are waiting for K1 visas to get approved. Some of you haven't filed your K1 visa yet, and you want to learn how to do it. Well, I'm going to make a new video on how to process a K1 visa from A to Z. Okay? If you watch the video, if you haven't filed your K1 visa yet, wait until you watch the video to make sure you didn't make any mistakes. So you don't get an RFE. So you get your K1 visa approved the first time, not with an RFE. Now, an RFE is okay if you don't know what you're doing, if you never went through this before, and you're not sure how to do this, and you submitted your package off already, and you get an RFE. It's okay. You just didn't know what you were doing. But if you watch the videos I'm going to make for you guys, you will know how to do this. There's some folks out there that want to apply for their green card, and they haven't applied for their green card yet. I've made videos on how to apply for a green card, adjustment of status. Watch those videos before you send in your green card application. And on April 1st of 2024, the price of all these visas went up. The price of a K1 visa for one person, okay, has gone up in price. The price of a green card for one person has gone up in price. The work permit that used to be free, which you could include in your green card package, is now $260, I believe, something like that. And if you want to get advanced parole, if you want to go back home to the mother country that you just left, that you waited 2 years to leave, and now you got to go back, the advanced parole is $630, I believe. It's over $600. So if you do that, right? Let's suppose then you want to get advanced parole, right? You want to get advanced parole, and then you want to get your green card and your biometrics, and then you want to do your work permit. That's $2,330 plus or minus. It's just I don't have the figures exactly in front of me, but you're looking at over $2,300 for one K1 visa. Okay. Now let's suppose you're bringing some K2s over. You're bringing a couple of children over. You're bringing over 2 K2s, and they're like what, 15, 16 years old. So you multiply that by 3, and that green card application is now $6,990, close to $7,000. So this immigration process is not cheap. It's not cheap. It's expensive. So, but you guys just hang in there. Greg Lamping, happy Sunday. Thanks for sharing your experience with us. Has immigration cashed your green card check yet? Oh yeah, immigration cashed. Well, Karina, she did. Karina mailed her green card application off on February 29th. Okay, she had a big packet like this. How do you do this with the camera without blocking beautiful Karina? She had a green card package like this. Okay, submitted it, and on February 29th, and on March 5th, I got the information right here. On March 5th, they cashed the check. Boo! They took the money out of our bank. Bam! They cashed it on March 5th. And then on March 22nd, they put us in the queue for the waiting for the green card and for the work permit. March 22nd is day one of waiting and waiting and waiting. So you figure 4 or 5 months. So let's see, the end of July probably is when she gets her green card. And hopefully in the next few weeks, she'll get a work permit. So, it's a process. It is what it is, right? It's a process. But if you got questions, if you want to know how to do stuff, if you need information on how to process a green card, what do? Well, number one, you don't use your credit card. Don't use your credit card. Pay for your green card with a check. Well, who do you make the check out to? U.S. Department of Homeland Security. U.S. Department of Homeland Security. No abbreviations. Okay? Don't abbreviate it. USDH, whatever. You got to fill out the whole name. U.S. Department of Homeland Security. How long does it take to get a NOA 1 letter? About a week to 10 days. How long does it take to get the NOA 2 letter? 6 to 8 months. Now it's getting pretty quick. How long does it take from the NOA 2 letter to the National Visa Center? 3 to 4 months. It depends on how busy the embassy is. How long does it take to get a visa interview? It depends on the embassy. Every embassy around the world has their own workload. Okay? The embassy in Bogota, Colombia right now is busy. They're busy. In July of 2023, they wouldn't accept any new K-1 visa applications from the National Visa Center. So the National Visa Center sent out an email saying that the embassy was closed in Bogota because of COVID, which was total baloney. It was a bunch of, it was a big, it's not true. It was a lie. So I called Karina called the embassy up. She spoke to the immigration folks at the embassy in Bogota, and she said, hey, are you guys closed because of COVID? They said, what? No, we're not closed. We're open. We're just busy. We couldn't accept any K-1 visas from the NVC in July because we're busy, but we're going to start accepting them in August of 2023. Karina said, okay. Karina calls me up and says they're not closed because of COVID. There's no. It was just an old email that they sent out from like 2 years before. So you got to be careful. Take everything you get from the NVC and immigration with a pinch of salt. You go online and you check your case status. You got your email. You got your letter for biometrics, and they gave you a receipt number, right? So you're checking your case status. And it says, nothing required at this time. We're still processing your case. Nothing's required. But for all you know, they could have already approved your green card. But the case status says they're still working on it. It might take them 2 weeks to update your USCIS case status. So take with a pinch of salt whatever you read on your online case status. Okay? Take it with a pinch of salt. Let me see. Greg, thanks for those kind remarks. Ryan Redwood, hi Diego. Hope you're having a blessed day. Every day, man. Every day is good. We had a good day today. We had some Greek heroes, right? Greek heroes. And we got them from Arby's. So we used some of the super chat money, and I bought Karina. We got 2 heroes for $7. That's a heck of a deal, considering it's normally $10 just to get a freaking Big Mac. So we had 2 heroes, and then I bought a big, large box of curly fries with the horsey sauce and the Arby's sauce, and it was good. It was good. Karina likes Arby's also, but her favorite is the Hardee's breakfast with the breakfast platter. Ange Purdue. Yeah, we are painfully waiting on K1 interview in Casablanca. NOA 1, March 13th. I'm still waiting for NOA 2. So March 13th, so April, May, June, July, August, September. So by August or September, Estelle, you should get your NOA 2 letter. Okay, I'm thirsty, guys. I gotta drink some of this super chat money. Oh, I'm thirsty. That's good. Ryan Redwood, what is the next step after marriage? What you do is you apply for your green card. It's called adjustment of status. If you watch my videos I have made, watch the videos that I've made on how to apply for a green card. It's called adjustment of status. Google in the live stream, I guess, or in the YouTube channel. I don't know how it works. Diego Ross, adjustment of status. Look for the videos. Look for the videos. Watch a video on how to process a green card application. I made like 2 or 3 of them. So Ryan, to answer your question, what is the next step after you get married? You get all the paperwork together and put together a green card application and file for the green card and pay the visa fee. one person, okay, one green card on your beneficiary is $1,440. That's just for the green card and the biometrics. If you want to get the work permit, and if you want to get the advanced parole, that's going to cost you another, almost close to another $1,000. Okay, it's expensive. This process is not cheap. Jay Baxter, heroes are good. I love the lamb. Yeah, we had the lamb. Okay, we went into Arby's and I said, hey, I got this coupon. Give me 2 heroes with lamb. That's what a real Greek hero is. And I was in Corfu, Greece. I've been to Greece like 3 times when I was in the Navy, and I got hooked on these heroes. And then Arby's starts making them, and I said, hey, great. And today, Karina had a hero, but she doesn't like the horsey sauce. It's too spicy. But she likes the Arby's sauce. The Arby's sauce, she loves it. But the heroes, the white Arby's sauce is too strong for her. She's accustomed to different food from a different continent. So her tongue can't handle that spice. But she's getting used to Florida, and she's getting used to this hot weather. She's getting used to lots of things. And today she had a driving lesson. And she's doing good on her driving, guys. Andrew Perdue, I'm so shocked that the work permit for K1 didn't get an extension of time, yet it costs the same. I've been telling you guys, don't waste your money on the freaking work permit. Right? I hope we can wait to do it until adjustment of status. So you pay $260 for a work permit. Now, as of April 1st, you got to pay. You get the work permit, and it's only good for what? How long? A couple of months? And then you get your green card right after that. So you spent $260 on a work permit, and then 2 months or whatever after that, you get your green card. You guys can't just wait. Instead of spending that $260 on the work permit, just wait for your green card. Okay? The green card's what you want. The work permit's temporary. It's like throwing money away. Don't do it. It's for 90 days. Yeah, it's only good for 90 days. Why you waste your money on it? It's a waste of money. Just wait for your green card. Don't waste the money on the work permit. Jay Baxter, the meat is my favorite. The lamb is good. I don't really like their sauce they put on it. Well, you talking in a Greek restaurant or an Arby's? Caleb, Diego, can you get the police clearance for the interview at the local police station in Mexico, or is there a website? Well, Karina, she got her police clearance certificate for Venezuela online at 2:00 in the morning. Because Venezuela, you never know when the internet's going to be working. You never know when they got electricity, and you never know what's going to be going on with their computers. So Karina told me, she said, at 2:00 in the morning, everybody's sleeping. The internet's probably going to be working because it's not being overloaded. Because if you get more than 10 people on the Venezuelan internet, the system crashes. So she got online early in the morning. She got her police certificate from Venezuela. Then she went online and she got her police certificate for Colombia. And she did it online. So I'm gonna think Mexico, you get your police certificate online. I think. I don't know for sure. Okay, but what you could do is call the local police department in town and ask them how to get a police clearance certificate. But Karina got her Venezuelan and her Colombian police clearance certificate online. She went into the Venezuelan government, right? She went into the government, the Bolivar, the governor of the Bolivar, the Venezuelan government. 2:00. It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm watching her. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm getting my police clearance certificate. It's 2:00 in the morning. But that's quick in the morning. That's when they have internet. I mean, if you get more than 10 people online in Venezuela, the whole thing comes crashing down. They don't have Starlink in Venezuela. Do you know what Venezuela had before candles? What did Venezuela have before candles? They had electricity. Go figure, right? Arby's, yeah, the Arby's sauce. I like it. I think it's good. Jay Baxter, the Greek restaurant I order from, sometimes I like their sauce. It's a ranch cucumber sauce or something. Now that's what Karina put on her hero. We ate them, we bought them, and we brought them home. And I'm putting Arby's sauce on my curly fries. And Karina, she goes to the fridge and she got some ranch dressing, and she put it on her hero. I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "It's salad dressing for the hero." I said, "Oh, I didn't think about that." So that's right. Karina knows what she's doing. Okay, she knows what she's doing. So she put salad dressing on her hero sandwich, and I'm putting Arby's sauce on mine. But it tastes good either way. She likes te gusta. Karina likes those Arby's. So the K1 visa process is speeding up. It's getting faster and faster and faster from NOA1 to NOA2. Okay? It slows down a little bit at the National Visa Center. And because why? Because the National Visa Center is waiting for the embassies to start processing visas. The National Visa Center is going to hold your K1 visa at the NVC until the embassy says it's okay to mail it to them. Then they ship it on an airplane using DHL courier. So, you got to be patient during this process. If you're on a spousal visa, it's no different. If you're on a spousal visa, the National Visa Center schedules the visa interview. Okay? But the embassy, the workload at the embassy is no different whether it's a K1 or a spousal visa. So the waiting time is going to be the same depending on the embassy. Okay? So it's just the way it is. Jay Baxter, I'm going on close to 5 months waiting on my NOA2, so I'm getting close to getting it. You'll get it. You're close to 5 months. You'll get it next month. You should get it next month. Jay Baxter. Today is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, see? Oh, yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Today is May 5th. You should get your NOA2 letter by, let's say, the end of June. Let's go with that. And let's see how close we are. Let's see if I'm right. I'm 99% correct most of the time with the information I put out, okay, on this channel. 99% of the time I'm good. So let's see by the end of June. You should have it by the end of June. And that's my prediction because of the processing time. I monitor the processing time for you guys, and I monitor the embassy processing time for you guys. So if you come online with questions, I'm here to help you with the questions. I'm going to answer your questions, but I just need to know what embassy you're working with. Right now, the embassy in Bogota, Colombia is busy. They're like right up to here. They're packed. They're stacked high. They're stacked neck high with K1 visas and spousal visas and tourist visas and then student visas. And also they got asylum visas now going through there for Venezuelans through Colombia, which is good. So it's a lot of work, right? So it's a good thing. It's mucho trabajo. It's a lot of work. So when you get your NOA2 letter, that's when you gotta start looking at which embassy are you working with, so that you know that there's going to be a long wait time or a short wait time. Nigeria, Denise Jefferson has a good idea. She said it for people in Nigeria, they have a WhatsApp group for where they check every day looking for appointments at the embassy in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you're a recipient of this benefit from Nigeria, there's a WhatsApp group. I don't know what it's called, but Denise Jefferson knows what it is, and she knows. She's basically, she got her visa interview in Nigeria much quicker than normal because everybody was monitoring this WhatsApp group. Jay Baxter, I got my NOA1 on January 17th. Okay, so you got your NOA1 January 17th, so February, March, April, May, June, so July. So the end of June, first or second week of July, you should get your NOA2 letter. By the summer. I can't wait for July to get here. It's going to be 150 million degrees. And Karina's going to be, in July, Karina's going to be like, man, does it get any harder than this? I said, yeah, wait till August. Renes is asking, are there any K1 successes from Accra, Ghana? Accra. Now, somebody sent me a message in YouTube telling me how to pronounce Accra. And it's like, Accra. That's how you say it. Jay Baxter, it will be Bangkok, Thailand. Okay, so the embassy in Bangkok, Thailand is pretty quick. So let's see. Let's suppose you get your NOA2 letter by July. By October, your beneficiary should be in front of a visa consular officer having her interview. By October, she should be here in the United States of America, okay, of this year, when the falls get right before the election. So she's going to probably get to experience a presidential election in the United States. Karina's looking forward to that. She loves what she's already picking out the popcorn she's going to buy to watch the election on TV. Now, Karina cannot vote. She's not a U.S. citizen, but I can vote. And I'm teaching Karina about the political process in America. You should learn what it is, okay? Learn about the country. Learn about the history of our country. Learn about the Constitution. Do you know what the U.S. Constitution is? What is it? It's the bedrock foundation of our government and the laws of our country, and how our government is supposed to abide by the Constitution. Because in a republic, the United States of America is a republic, so the politicians work for us. They're our representatives. You know, I get mad when they say, I'm your leader. I'm your leader. No, you're not my freaking leader. You're my representative. You're my voice. You're my voice. You're not my leader. You're my voice. Okay, that's what a republic is. The United States is a republic. And, you know, soon you're going to come here, get Americanized and learn how this political system works. And I recommend once you become a citizen, register to vote. I don't care, you know, I'm not telling you what party to join. You join whatever party you want. But once you become an American citizen, register to vote and become part of the process. Ren S, I'm trying to forget my K1 nightmare. It's not a nightmare, Ren S. You were just impatient. And you said, I'm grateful, though. Yeah, you're grateful. You're grateful. Many blessings on you and your family. You've got through it. You just got to get the passport and get him on a plane. Jay Baxter, awesome. I was planning on waiting in December. I might need to change my plans. If it'll be October, then I wanted to be out there with her, even though I can't attend the interview. I'm thinking October, Jay Baxter. Okay, from my experience in 2023, remember, everything is experience. I got 9 years experience doing this. 9 years is a long time. You guys have had to put up with it for what, a year, 18 months. I've been doing this for 9 years. You know, look at my hair. I used to have brown hair. Now look at it. Greg Lamping, our adjustment of status was rejected because of a credit card issue. What have I been telling you guys? Write a check. We refiled on April 8th. Have not heard anything. We wrote a check this time. The check hasn't been cashed. Is there a way to check the status without a receipt? When you refiled, did you put a G1145 in your package with the check? So immigration can when they open your package, they will send you a message, a text message. Okay? Greg, you filed a check. The reason it hasn't been cashed is because they haven't opened your box yet. It's sitting on a shelf in Chicago or in Phoenix, Arizona, or in Elgin, Illinois. Those are the three places where green card applications go. Chicago, Illinois, Phoenix, Arizona, or Elgin, Illinois. Okay? That's where they go. So right now, your check is sitting in a box on a shelf in one of those places. Chris and Emil, surprise live chat. Yeah, do you like the surprises? I give a surprise live stream. I had so many questions from yesterday, and then Larry said he wanted to meet us for dinner in Roadhouse, and he gave me a date of the 13th, and he said it was a Thursday, but it's a Tuesday or Monday. It's a Monday. It's right. It's in June. So I got to get Larry back on here so we can reconfigure out what day he wants me to go over his paperwork for his wife's visa interview in Thailand. Before he flies to Thailand, I'm going to check his paperwork to make sure he didn't mess it up, so he gets no errors, zero. Okay? So he said he wanted to meet for dinner, but the date he gave me is crazy. Francois Livingston, Ren, the K1 process is very stressful, but not a nightmare because the end result is great. That's right. I've been at it for 2 years almost. Hang in there. Francois, you get a Mountain Dew salute for positivity right there. Corinne and I were 22 months. And then we got to the end, and then immigration said at the embassy in Bogota, we need an Interpol police certificate. Where does it say I got to get one of those? It doesn't. There's on the embassy website. It says you don't need it. There's no information saying that it's required. But they said that they needed it, so we had to spend another 5 or 6 weeks in Colombia. But that's okay. We got to hang out with family for an extra month or so. Let me see. Ren asked, for me, it was a battle. It was a battle because you created a battle. You declared war on immigration. You declared war, and it messed your mind was in constant guerra. Okay, but you did it right. You're drinking your stress away. It better be Mountain Dew, right? Rennes, you're drinking Mountain Dew. Francois, congratulations, Rennes. Good things come to those who wait. That is exactly right. And Rennes, thank you very much. Plus, those good things come to those who provide Accra, Ghana embassy, all the evidence they can gather together. Such embassies are very serious with your evidence and how your fiance answers those scary visit interview questions. Now, Rennes, I guided you through the process, right? I guided you. I made calls to Ghana for you. I made calls to Washington, D.C. for you. I gave you help on how to do this, right? And now you have it. Now you got your K-1 approved. Now you just got to wait for him to get here. When is he flying to America? Well, first he's got to get his K-1 visa put in his passport. That could take a few, maybe a week or so. Because Accra, Ghana, they're busy, kind of. They're very strict, though. Drinking K1 juice. Yeah, I like that. K1 juice. Maybe I should invent a soft drink called K1 juice. I think that's a good idea. Maybe I'll patent it and copyright the name, trademark it, and call it K1 juice. But really what it is Mountain Dew. Okay? I'll steal their juice and put it in a K1 bottle. Right? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just kidding. So the whole deal with the K1 visa is the secret is patience, right? The secret to this is patience. If you don't have the patience, you're going to get sick. You're going to be stressing. And I don't want you to do that. Like right now, Karina's waiting on her green card. And it sucks. She's like, what do I do? I can't do anything without my green card. And I said, well, that's true. So you hang out with me. So what are we doing? She's studying for her driver's test. She's learning how to drive a car. She's studying about the American Constitution. She knows who George Washington is. She knows what the First Amendment is. She knows what the Second Amendment is, right? She knows the Constitution. She's learning it. She's keeping busy. She takes care of this house like a champ, I tell you. She fixed stuff that I've been broken for years. And she comes in and fixes it. Like these drawers here. She fixed it. Let me see. Rennes, 5 to 10 days, the embassy said my fiance will pick up his passport. And then you get him on a plane and get him into America. Okay, it's from DHL. Okay. LOL K1 juice, a.k.a. mommy juice. Well, I tell you, this is my K1 juice right here, and it's Diet Mountain Dew. Karina says I can't drink the real Mountain Dew now because there's too much sugar in it, right? Mucha azúcar. So I'm now on Diet Mountain Dew. So it tastes just the same. They just got a different color top. This is light green, and the sugar-filled Mountain Dew is like a dark green. So I can tell the difference because my eyesight's terrible. So we're going to Walmart. I'm looking for the light green tops, not the dark green tops. So Rennes, what is mommy juice? What is that? What exactly is mommy juice? Is that like sangria mommy juice? I don't know. Rennes, I appreciate your help, Diego and Karina. I'm like I emailed the embassy in Ghana, and I copied my friends in Washington, D.C. When I sent an email to the consular officer in Ghana, I did a copy too. So when the consular officer read the email in Ghana, he saw that I copied my friends in Washington. I'm not going to name them. And then all of a sudden, Reness got her visa interview set up, right? And that is one other person too I helped. I can't remember what his name is, but we got two people embassy. We helped two people in Ghana. Reness, and all those congratulations from those in your live stream. But I won't do the adjustment of status so quickly as I don't have the money for it yet. Well, you've got 3 months, 4 months. I recommend getting it done like in 3 months. If you got to go 4 months, go 4 months. But it's expensive. $1,440 for the green card and the biometrics. Don't waste your money, Reness, on the work permit. Don't spend that $260. It's only good for like 90 days. As soon as you get the work permit and you spend all that money, the green card comes in the mail, or you go to a visa interview, whatever the case may be. But you'll do it. Mommy Juice is liquor called Jamaican Me Happy. Reness, you're a hoot tonight. Okay? I've actually flown over Jamaica so many times I lost track. And I flew over Cuba too. When I flew to Colombia, first I'd fly over communist Cuba, and then I'm flying over Jamaica. I think they're like one below the other. And when the plane was flying over communist Cuba, I would call the flight attendant. I'd hit the button in my thing and say, "Hey, we're over communist Cuba right now, right?" And the flight attendant would say, "Yeah, we are." I said, "Are we over the government offices yet?" He says, "I don't know." I said, "Well, when you get over the government offices, dump all the latrines, open up the latrines, and clean out the airplane's toilets. As soon as you fly over Castro's house, the communist government, when you're flying over that communist government headquarters, open up the toilets on the airplane, and then it will give the communists a nice little surprise." And he'd start laughing and laughing, and I'd say, "Hey, man, it is what it is." And then I'd fly over Cuba and over Jamaica, and then I would land in Bogota, Colombia, at 10,300 feet above sea level. And that was killing me right there. The height, the altitude, living in the mountains of Colombia for 2.5 years almost killed me. Reness, my case was truly crazy. Mommy Juice is a secret term I made up for all our single moms who need to drink on the down low, but don't want our kid to know. It's on the down low, right? And I love humor. It helps me deal with life stress. Life is stressful. That's true. Life is stressful. Whatever it is, whether it's a K-1 visa, whether it's a green card application, whether it's filing for a work permit, it's stressful. Okay, but how do you get through it? Well, you can either stress it out or you can be patient. Now, this isn't a political channel or it's not a religious channel, but our visa, our K-1 visa, our green card, Karina's green card, God is in control of this process. He's in control of it. Okay, and I use the word he as a total value for men and women. Okay, God is in control. If you can just kind of relax and try not to stress it out, and if you understand that you qualify for the benefit, if you know you qualify, you're going to get the visa. Okay? What's the minimum requirements for a K-1 visa? Well, you got to meet certain income requirements, right? Minimum income requirements. You got to spend time together. You should have met each other at least once, face to face, within the 2 years before you filed for the K-1, right? You got to have no criminal record that's going to cause you a denial. There's a lot of things that are involved. So think about this: an immigration officer, when he gets your K-1 visa package, so he opens it up, it goes to Louisville, Texas, and let's suppose it goes to California. The immigration officer is going to open it up. Then she's got to do a lot of investigation. They got to check out your social security number, Mr. Sponsor, Ms. Sponsor. They got to check out your finances. They got to make sure that you met each other face to face. They're going to make sure that everything is qualifying. That's the first step. So it's not a fast process. It's free to, yeah, Renes, it's a free to laugh. There's no cost to laugh. I mean, just look at my hair, man. That's a laughing thing all day right there. You're a 44-year-old single mom. Life's been a journey just as a K1, and I keep the faith. There you go. There you go. Single moms, you know, they rule the world, don't they? The single moms, they rule the world. They're raising their son or their daughter. They're going to jobs. They're working their day job. They go work their night job. They're trying to put food on the table, keep a roof over their head. It's tough, man. It's not easy being a single mom. It's difficult. It's not easy. Okay? You know, I speak from experience. My mom was a single mom. It's not easy. Okay? So, God bless you. Keep the faith, Renes. Miracles happen when one least expects it. Well, look what happened to me. I had a miracle drop in my lap from heaven, and her name is Karina, and she's sitting right next to me. I mean, that's a miracle in itself, you know. I mean, I'm the luckiest person on the planet, including you guys. I mean, you know, you're going through the same thing with you can't wait to get reunited with your family and your beneficiaries, and soon you will. Soon you're going to be reunited with each other. You're going to be married, and then you're going to be filing for the 10-year green card. Then you're going to be filing for U.S. citizenship with the form N400. When you get your 2-year green card, your probationary green card, it's like you got an ankle bracelet around you got an ankle bracelet on your right ankle, and the U.S. government is going to track you for 2 years or 3 months before the 2-year green card expires. They're going to keep an eye on you to make sure you are in a real relationship. Then, when you come to lift the conditions off your 2-year green card, you've got to pay more visa fees, okay? And you file more paperwork, and you file more evidence that you guys have been together for 2 years. And then, basically, when you lift the conditions off your 2-year green card, you're going to file for a 10-year green card, right? You're basically redoing the green card application over again, but 2 years in the future. So you're going to repeat a bunch of stuff. You're going to include your marriage certificate, divorce decrees, but this time you're going to include tax returns with joint taxes together. You got to file your taxes together jointly, okay? And you got to include that when you file for the 10-year green card, okay? Let's see here. Francois. Oh, no, Renes, keep rocking. Your hair got styled, Diego. Okay, it's styling, right? It's styling. Mm-hmm. There you go. Keep on rocking it. Inner beauty and character matter most. There you go. Karina's got everything. The beauty, the inner beauty, the outer beauty. Me, I just got crazy hair. Francois, for the police report in the future, the Interpol report will be requested from the fiancé's home country and not the country where he's currently living, right? That's correct. Karina is from Venezuela, but she lived in Colombia for 6 years, close to 6 years. Because Karina was a Venezuelan living in Colombia for 6 years, the Colombian police certificate was only good for Colombians. They needed from Karina the Interpol police certificate. There's no record of it anywhere on the website or anywhere. So they just make this stuff up as they go along. But we got the Interpol police certificate, and she's good to go. I got the Interpol police certificate at 7 p.m. at night, and then I sent it to the embassy that night at 7:05 p.m. And the next day, her K1 visa packet was ready for pickup. I heard the cat making a noise. So Tokyo, the cat, is looking out the window. Maybe he's seen birds out in the garden. I don't know. So Francois, the Interpol police certificate was for Karina because she was a Venezuelan living in Colombia for a long time. That's how it worked for that country. So I don't know how it would apply to any other country, but in Colombia, that's what they asked for. Rohit, hi Diego, can you make or upgrade a new video on port of entry, please? Sure, I can do that. Thanks for helping us with all your experience, Diego. I really appreciate it. Thanks a million. Rohit, I'll make two videos. I'll make a video on the port of entry, and I'll make a video on how to process a K1 visa. All right, I'll do that over the next few days. Okay, sound like a plan? So I'm not blocking the camera, but I'm gonna make a note. So you want a video on port of entry? That's a good point, because a lot of folks, they don't know what to do when they get to America. They see these signs everywhere. Where do I go? I got U.S. citizens over here, foreign nationals over here. What do we do? I'll make a video for you. J-Vo. I like that name. J-Vo. It's not J-Lo, but J-Vo. J-Vo. Diego, do you know what the current fee is for the 10-year green card application after 2 years? It's a $700, somewhere in there. It's about 700, or just a tad higher than $700. Francois Livingston, my fiance is from Morocco, but's been living and working in the UAE since 2021. So interesting. He's Moroccan, living in the United Arab Emirates. I don't think there's any political instability between Morocco and the UAE, so I doubt very much they're going to ask him for an Interpol police certificate. You got to understand that there's political instability in Venezuela, and at the time, Colombia and Venezuela, they're friends. The president of Colombia is friends with the president of Venezuela, but the people of Colombia don't like the president of Venezuela, and the people in Venezuela who escaped to Colombia don't like the president of Venezuela. So there's political instability there. So that's the reason I think that they asked for an Interpol police certificate, because of the country's instability politically. That's the reason. That's what I think. Okay. I don't think, Francois, your fiance is going to need an Interpol police certificate, but he does need a police certificate from Morocco and from the UAE. Chris and Emil, hey. After the interview, is it 15 days you have to fly to the USA, or what is the grace period? 6 months from the date of the medical exam. So here's your K1 visa. Look at that. That's a cup. That's a thing where you can put hot, like coffee cups on it. And Karina bought it in Bogota. We were in Colombia we had like a week left. So we bought all these freaking souvenirs. Our fridge is covered in magnets. And this right here is your K1 visa. On your K1 visa, there's an expiration date. You also have a medical exam. On the medical exam, now this is the medical exam. There's an expiration date on the medical exam. The date you have your medical exam is when the clock starts to tick for your expiration on your K1 visa. You got 6 months to use it from the date of the medical exam. Okay? So what is the grace period? 6 months from the day of the medical exam. Karina got her K1 visa in her passport, I think it was December 29th, somewhere in there. We got on a plane to the United States on January 3rd. We waited 4 days, so 5 days. I tell you, this cat Tokyo, he's our Colombian cat. He cries to come in. He hangs out for 10 minutes, and he gets bored, and then he cries because he wants to go out. And then he's going to get bored again in 10 minutes, and he's going to try to come in. I need to put these little cat doors on all these doors so he can come and go as he pleases. Rohit, thanks, Diego. I really appreciate it. No problem. Francois Livingston, thank you. No problem, Francois. Chris and Emil, it's 6 months after the interview that you can fly in the USA. No, it's 6 months from the date of the medical exam. You cannot enter the United States with an expired medical exam. So here's your green card, and it expires May 30th, 2024. And here's your medical exam. It expires on May 6th, 2024, tomorrow. So you got an expired medical exam, but your K1 visa is still good for another 3 weeks. So you fly to the United States on the date of your K1 visa expiring. The Border Patrol officer is going to say, I'm sorry, you can't enter the United States because your medical exam is expired. Got it? Ahmed, how long Karina was answering questions like the long answers or the short answers. Okay, Ahmed, that's a good question. They asked Karina 11 or 12 questions, and the longest question they asked her was, how did our relationship develop? How did our relationship develop? Well, we dated for over a year. Okay, we lived together for 2.5 years, back and forth. I'm in America and Colombia, but I spent so we started out, chatting in WhatsApp. We were chatting in WhatsApp, and then Karina said, well, I said to Karina, hey, let me come meet with you. Let's go eat dinner somewhere. She goes, where? I said, in Bogota. What do you think? So I said, I'll come to Colombia for 2 weeks, and we'll go hang out, and we'll go out eat in different restaurants. She said, okay. So I flew to Colombia after we chatted to each other for about 6 months. I flew to Colombia for 2 weeks, and I ended up staying for 5 weeks. 2 weeks was not long enough. So I called my boss. I said, hey, boss, I'm going to be in Colombia for 5 weeks. He goes, okay, no big deal. Then I came back to America, and then Karina's texting me. She couldn't stand to be separated from me. I couldn't stand being separated from her. I couldn't stand it. So I told my boss, I said, hey, boss, I'm going back to Colombia for 4 or 5 months, or I'm going to use up a tourist visa plus an extension. He says, okay. So I flew to Colombia for 5 months, and then by this time we'd been together a year and a half, almost 2 years. I filed the K-1 visa. This is what Karina was explaining to the consular officer when he asked her to explain how did our relationship develop. I was in there for 5 weeks. I was there for 5 months. I came back and stayed with her for 11 months. We got an apartment together in Bogota. My name was on the apartment. Karina's name was on the apartment in Bogota. And the immigration officer's right. And he said, and then the immigration officer said, okay, that's enough. And Karina said, well, I'm not done. Yeah, I got more stuff to tell you. He said, no, we're good. He said, no. Karina said, no, you asked me a question. How did our relationship develop? I'm going to answer the question completely. And he goes, oh, okay. So Karina finished up what she was saying. And then he said, your visa's approved. Congratulations. But we need an Interpol police certificate. And she's like, what the heck is that? And she comes back to the apartment. She goes, my visa's approved, but I've got to get an Interpol police certificate. I said, let me read that. So she got her white letter, which was approved. The visa was approved. And then the yellow letter said, we need a 221G for Interpol. I said, okay, how do we do it? She goes, I already started the process. Right from the visa interview, she went to Interpol. Bam. She got it started. It was close. The U.S. Embassy is here and Interpol's over here. They're close to each other. So she went to Interpol. And she was going down there every freaking day, just about. And then the colonel in charge of Interpol, he got on the phone with her. And he said, why you keep coming down here? She said, my passport is in the embassy in Colombia, in the U.S. Embassy in Bogota. I can't leave the country without my passport. And I can't get my passport without this freaking Interpol police certificate. What are you going to do about it? I've been waiting 4 weeks already. That night, she got her Interpol police certificate. The squeaky wheel got the grease, right? And then we flew to Miami. So Ahmed, they asked her 12 questions, 11 or 12 questions, and the longest question they asked her was, how did we develop our relationship? And Karina spent 5 minutes explaining it, and the immigration officer kept telling her to stop, and she said, no, I'm not stopping until I've told you. You asked me, I'm telling you. So you're going to listen. And then he listened, and then at the end, that was the last question that she got, and they said, your visa's approved. She's like, well, thank you very much. Chris and Emil, thanks. I just explained to her about it. Okay, good. J-Vo, thank you for answering my previous question, Diego. Is it possible after your approval from the U.S. Embassy, when they return your passport with the K-1 visa and your yellow packet, also return your medical exam? It's all included in the packet. Sealed up. It's all sealed up like CIA's. It's like top secret, FBI, CIA. It's sealed. Don't open the packet. Okay? Don't open it. We were going through immigration in Bogota. We were flying from Bogota to Miami. And it's a Colombian immigration guy. He opens up Karina's bag and he sees her K-1 visa package is all sealed up. and he's trying to, I said, he was trying to open it. I said, dude, if you open that, I said, your job is done. You will no longer work at El Dorado Airport as an immigration officer because this paperwork belongs to the U.S. government and you can't touch it. You can't open it. You can't breathe on it. Okay? So he put it back in the bag like, okay. I mean, my Spanish is pretty good. So he puts it back in the bag and he looked at me like, who am I? I said, who am I? I'm the guy telling you if you open that, you're done. You're fired. And then Karina's like, see, he's right here. He's my esposo soon to be. Then we got on a plane and we flew to Miami. Then we rented an SUV, which is a camiseta. See? Camiseta in Spanish. And we drove here.
Camioneta.
Camioneta.
No camiseta.
It's camioneta. Okay. Chris and Emma, how many months did you request to stay in at what Vanny? What is Vanny? What is a Vanny? I don't know what that is. Ahmed, thank you, Diego. You are very funny. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, that Colombian immigration guy was having a heart attack. I mean, he was like, dang, this guy, not only is he an American, but he speaks Spanish pretty good. And he's telling me I'm going to lose my job if I touch this stuff. So he didn't touch it. He liked his job, apparently. Freddy Hernandez. Saludos, Diego y Karina. Saludos, Freddy. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Tú bien? ¿Cómo estás? Chris and Emma. Bogey talk. What's a bogey talk? Karina, what is that? What's a bogey talk? Chris and Emma, help me out. Oops, typo. Okay, but yeah, you fixed the typo. But are you trying to like Bogota? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. But anyway, I've been talking for an hour. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope you learned some new things today. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. I did a surprise live stream for you guys. I knew you were just bored out of your mind at home. And Javo says, appreciate the info about the yellow packet. Is the yellow packet taken at the port of entry, or can you possibly send with your adjustment of status to show your medical exam? No, you cannot. You can't do that. Your packet is taken by the Border Patrol. Okay, they take it. If they, in the goodness of their heart, give you back your medical exam, they will give it back to you. But don't ask for it. You do this. You shut your mouth. You go to Border Patrol, you answer their questions, and then once you've answered their question, you do this. All right? If you got to repeat the medical exam, repeat the medical exam. Repeat it. Just repeat it. Okay? I got Karina's medical exam done in Pensacola, redid the medical exam, got a new 693 signed, got her vaccinations recertified. She didn't have to redo her vaccinations. They just had to certify her vaccinations were up to date. And here we are waiting on our green card. No RFE. KJB, hey Diego, on the I-134 on the beneficiary signature section, I'm confused because other videos are saying beneficiary should sign it. No. The beneficiary does not sign the I-134. The I-134 is the sponsor's form proving that you are able to support your beneficiary in the United States. If your beneficiary decides to come to America as a tourist on a B2 visa, then she signs the I-134 and the sponsor doesn't touch it. When the sponsor's bringing somebody to America, the beneficiary doesn't touch the I-134, only to take it to the visa interview in her hand or his hand. Okay? The beneficiary does not sign the I-134 for the visa interview on a K-1 because the beneficiary is not applying for the benefit, the sponsor is. So the sponsor signs the I-134. The beneficiary doesn't. The sponsor writes down his or her address, his income, that he's going to promise to support his beneficiary. Blah, 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 blah. how many dependents, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Now, if your beneficiary wants to come to America on vacation on a B2 visa, then he or she will sign the I-134, not the sponsor. If the beneficiary is coming to the United States on a K-1 visa, the sponsor signs the I-134, not the beneficiary. So whatever videos you're watching out there, they are wrong. They're wrong. Let me see. J-Vo understood. And KJB, I'm confused. No, you're not. You're not confused. You're just watching bogus videos. The beneficiary doesn't sign the I-134 on a K-1. The I-134 on a K-1 visa has got nothing to do with the beneficiary. It's all about the sponsor. Okay? You got it? The beneficiary signs the DS-160, not the I-134. Chris and Emil, Bogota, South America. How many months did you request on your passport to stay there, or did you do that? I landed in El Dorado, and the immigration officer stamped my tourist visa in my passport and wrote 90. It's 90 days. The max I can stay is 180. Okay? So I stayed for 5 months, which was 3 months and 2 months. But it's 90 days, and then you have to re-adjudicate the tourist visa for another 90 days, and then you're done. You cannot return to Colombia for another 6 months. So I was running out of time on my tourist visa. I was getting dental work done. I was getting Karina's visa adjudicated. It was like I'm in the mountains. I'm sick. I got mountain sickness. Karina's just running all over the place, and we got through it. Here she is. We didn't stress it out. We just took action. Francois Livingston, Diego, you are very lucky to have been able to spend so much time with your love of your life. Oh yeah, very lucky. If I could and able to, I would fly to see him every week, but I don't think the hospital will like that. No, Francois, they need you in the hospital. You have a very important job to do, and they need you in the hospital. I'm basically an independent contractor. I work whenever I want. All right, I'm lucky. Francois, KGB, don't listen to videos circulating on YouTube. Listen to Diego. Listen to me, KJB. The I-134 is all about the sponsor. It's got nothing to do with the beneficiary. Rohit, hi Diego, is marriage license and marriage certificate the same thing? The marriage license is when you pay to commence the process, and you have to use it within 3 months, I think it is. The marriage certificate is when you get married, and that's when they're saying you are now married. So the license is the permission slip to get married, and the certificate is the saying that you are married, and that's what you're going to include in the green card application. If you in interview, if you answer, will you get married in a courthouse? Will it be a problem? No, they're not going to ask you that question. They're not going to ask you, are you going to get married in a courthouse? They're going to ask you, do you have marriage plans? Do you have wedding plans? Do you have any wedding plans? Yeah, I got wedding plans. Prove it. Well, here you go. Here's all the emails between me and my pastor, me and my imam, me and my Catholic priest, me and the government, the clerk of the court, planning our wedding. They're not going to ask you, are you getting married in a church, in a mosque, in a synagogue, in a government building? They're going to ask you, maybe, do you have any wedding plans? And then you present your wedding plans. That's how it works. Zendaya Bascom, I am the beneficiary. The beneficiary, was called back to sign the I-134 at my visa interview. You don't have to sign the I-134. You don't have to do it. It is not required. The I-134 has got nothing to do with the beneficiary. So the immigration officer doesn't know what he's doing. It's a new person. Ricardo Martinez. Hey, Diego, my fiance and I got our packet to the Rio de Janeiro. We are a little confused on the next step. Is it the following step? DS-160, biometrics, medical interview. Well, you got to pay for the visa fee. You got to pay the $265 to the embassy in Rio de Janeiro, and then you submit the DS-160, and then you schedule the visa interview and the biometrics and the medical, and then once you've done all that, then you go to the visa interview. Francois Livingston, plus it cost me almost $4,000 the last time I went to Abu Dhabi. Man, that's a lot of money. Good night, 3:30 in the morning, alarm coming soon till the next live chat. Freddie Hernan, good night, Francois. Buenas noches, Linda Noche. Freddie Hernandez, what is the best way to prepare for the interview in terms of documents? I have made a video on how to assemble your documents for a K1 visa interview. Watch the video. Go into the channel and go into the channel and Google Diego Ross assemble documents, and it will take you to the video, and it tells you step by step how to assemble your documents for a visa interview. Ren S, I used the I-134 Diego video. I did as my lawyer filled it out incorrectly, so I had to fill it out myself, and Diego video helped us as no one else was there to guide me on the form. So Ren S listened to me, and everything was good. Casey, hey Diego and Karina, question: do I need the Social Security to get the marriage license? In some states you do. In the state of New Jersey, you cannot get your marriage license without your Social Security number. So you get to America, you land in the United States, you got your K1 visa, you print your I-94 form, okay? You got your K1, your I-94, your passport. You go to the Social Security office and you apply for your Social Security number. It comes in the mail after about 10 days, and then you go apply for your marriage license. That's in the state of New Jersey. In the state of Florida, you don't have to. You don't have to have a Social Security number to get married in the state of Florida. All you got to have is a passport and the I-94. All you need is the passport. To get married in Florida, you just got to have a government ID. To get the Social Security number, you got to have the I-94, the K1, and the passport. Let me see. Ren S only filled out the I-134 and signed it, not my fiance. There you go. That's exactly how you do it. Do I know about New York? Well, New Jersey, you got to have a Social Security number to get a marriage license. In New York, I don't know. Maybe Francois will know the answer to that question, but she's probably tucking herself into bed right now. I don't know. What you could do is call the government offices up in your town where you live and ask them. Sorcha Anderson, Diego, I'm so grateful for your videos and live stream because I followed all your videos and never got an RFE. You get the last word. Sorcha gets the last word. And then Sorcha says, hi, Diego and Karina. Adjustment of status was February 6th, packet 3. Packet received February 28th. Interview scheduled March 20th. Biometrics appointment was April 23rd. Work permit, advanced parole approved. All from watching the videos, right? Rohit, what is an I-94? That is a document that you have to print from the Border Patrol website. When you enter the United States of America, the Border Patrol is going to issue you an I-94, which is a 90 days to get married. You got in your passport, they're going to stamp. This is the issue date, this is the expiration date of the I-94. Then you go into the Border Patrol website and you print the I-94. I have made a video. If you go into the channel and Google Diego Ross I-94, Diego Ross I-94, Google that in the channel, find the video, and it will teach you how to get your I-94 so you can get your Social Security number. And I'm out of here, guys. Happy Sunday. See you guys tomorrow.